Alright, I'm back. Lobby is not up yet, but I'm ready for it. We've been watching the Kung Fu Cup all week long. Let's see if our boy can crown himself the champ, our world champ, our Gamers 8 champ, and now maybe the November Kung Fu Cup champion. Hey, you can put that on your resume. It's gonna be tough though. herO's an animal, and herO historically has been a bit of a nemesis of Reynor. But Reynor has also been able to get a couple victories over herO here and there. Even got him 2-0 or 3-0 a little while ago. So I'm not mega concerned, but it's not going to be easy. And obviously, I hope for all of you guys and for me that it's just a fun, close, competitive series. Because in the end, that's a lot more fun to watch than a one-sided stump, whether it's in favor of Reynor or in favor of herO. So RSL is over. And we get ready for the Kung Fu Cup. And after Kung Fu Cup, we're just going to relax a little bit. We'll probably stay live. And then at 7 p.m. we've got a 2v2 tournament. So it's a bit of a marathon Sunday. But we're going to make the best of it. Indeed. The gamers can't get enough. They cannot get enough. I don't expect it to be delayed much further. I believe they wanted to start this series originally at 2:30, so that is 12 minutes ago. Obviously, they had to wait until Reynor and Ryung were done. I think a couple minutes and we're good to go. Oh, my sound was off of my computer. Le Cuckoo TV with the 30 months. A young man supporting an old man for 30 months already. Thank you, mate. That's very sweet of you. Hope to see you again sometime in 2026. Maybe Home Story Cup. Maybe Maestros of the Game number 2. Because I do believe that that's going to be a thing. And I'll do my best to visit that if I can. I believe that was a dream from the Frenchies. I just got invited, by the way. So there is a lobby. We are starting. You heard the Frenchies really want you? And I really want to spend some time with them. I've always gotten along incredibly well with Coca, Funka. Funka in particular is the one that I've known the longest. But ever since I met TKO and Coca, they're super nice guys. It's hard not to get along with those guys. And the French community has been historically awesome. Lots of great French players. And the previous one looked a lot of fun on stream. It was an amazing stream. We had a lot of people, but obviously it'd be even better if we can be there. Maybe we can just cast from, the closet. If that is an option, we'll gladly do that. If that's not an option, it would also just be fun to spend a day or two in Paris and vibe with everyone, have a couple beers, and have a good time. What do I have? I have a monster. Do I want the monster? I'm afraid that I have a bit of caffeine overload if I get this monster. But I also want to have something. I'm not sure yet what I want to go for. Who the hell made this monstrous bet on Reynor? 272,000 channel points. Can I see? Well, I can see that. I can see that, but I have to go to my dashboard for it. I'll ask Reynor quickly. See if there is a little advantage that Reynor gets for being the player that made his way through the upper bracket. This number is a lie, by the way, guys. My ping is not that bad to Korea, but it's not 20. I'll guarantee you that. This is Battle.net spreading some fake news. Good afternoon. Morning to the Americans. Night to the Hawaiians. Oh, I guess Reynor doesn't know. Reynor is now asking in the lobby, what do I get for coming from the winner bracket? Is there any advantage? They'll say you get a bottle of rice wine by the time you make it to China. hero's just laughing at herO. herO hitting us with the XD. Says, okay, go. herO laughing. Alright guys, so let's do it. Reynor versus herO. Best of 7. Winner gets, I think, 250 buckies. Loser is gonna get a little bit less. They obviously both played an amazing tournament. It's been a lot of fun. This was very spread out. Like, it's been 5 days of a couple series here and a couple series there. But at least 3 out of the 5 days have been very good. Let's see if we can make it 4 out of 5. I definitely did not know that, Swiss Nick. I'd be lying if I said I knew anything about that.
Let's get it on.
Here we go. Old Republic, bottom left side, representing T1. He's probably gonna give us a couple of spectacular random wall-offs throughout the series, and I'm sure we'll see a couple of very funny, odd moments and also fantastic plays. This is herO. Top right side, we're looking at the main base of the man who's trying to make sure he can at least crown himself the champ of 1 or 2 events in 2025. It is BASILISK Reynor. Reynor going hedge first. So far, herO's gonna kick things off with a pylon on the low ground and a normal wall off. I want my money back already. This is not what was promised to me. I feel betrayed. Looking at all those results from RSL and also the Wadi Korean Rumble, I'm kind of surprised that the Terrans are doing that poorly. Now I do have that line of Lambo living rent-free in the back of my head, as I think Lambo was hitting the nail on the head when he says individual skills matter. So don't only look at like how many players of X race or Y race, like it's the individual skill, and it's going to be a lot more determining. But I'm a bit shocked to see that many Terrans across the board being at the bottom of these groups in various tournaments. I don't think the Terran is as good as it was, let's say, in 2024. But I also don't think Terran is that bad that they should be at the bottom. What do you think about giving extra money for the player going through the upper bracket? Finals are then still exciting, but there is an incentive to not drop to the lower bracket. I think that's something you have to budget for in certain, especially at a prestigious offline event. I don't think it's a horrible idea, but I think it's something that just complicates the messaging a little bit. And in general, as a tournament organizer, you want things to be as easy to understand as possible and as cutthroat as possible. And I think it just becomes a bit awkward if, let's say, we say, if herO wins, he gets 250 bucks, but if Reynor wins, he gets $322.87 plus a Pokemon card because he came from the upper bracket. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. So it's not the worst idea ever, but I don't think that's something you're going to see. Pylon block is going to prevent Reynor from getting the third when he wanted to get it. And obviously by the time that pylon gets cancelled, the adapt is there. Reynor did not want to deal with it forever, so he's going to take the forward base. And herO decides to go Void Ray first. In my eyes, 8, if not 9 out of 10 times, if herO goes Void Ray first, he's going to hit you with a bunch of Zealots and +1. And he's going to hope that the Zerg has nothing other than a couple of Lings and Queens. Pokemon Go plus yes or no? I don't know what that is. If with Pokemon Go you mean the phone game, I've never played that. Yeah, I know it was mega popular like a decade ago or a little less than a decade ago. Everyone in America was walking around with their phone trying to catch some Pokemon. I, despite the fact I've still bought a lot of Pokemon cards over the last few years, I have never downloaded that game. Maybe I should have, so I would have been able to get a couple of steps in and I wouldn't be such a fat fuck, but I didn't. I did not get my steps in. And I did not play the game. Yeah, I have no idea when it was released. I just remember it being a really big hype for a while. Void Ray first into an Oracle. Void Ray on the other side of the map kills an Overlord. Might get a second Overlord as there is one Overlord underneath the natural of Reynor. I don't think Reynor is going to be able to save this. Queens are doing their best, but it's not a bad start for herO, getting 2 OVs that quickly. You're playing it at the moment and you run like 10 kilometers a day. I'm not sure if I will buy it. Why would you have to buy it? Why is it $100? Is it a different game for like the Nintendo DS or something? Or I'm super unaware of what's happening with Pokemon Go, so you're gonna have to be a bit more specific. So herO loses the Void Ray. Hey. Anything, you know, that gets you to move a little bit and if it keeps you entertained, it's obviously a good thing. So I want to get an Apple smartwatch so I can keep track of all my data, and maybe that will motivate me to move a little bit more. Double pulsar beam, good enough to kill a queen. One queen is gonna get the kill on an oracle from the low ground. Off creep. The slow lady's getting it done. That's big. So Reynor's gonna be happy with that, guys. Losing a queen and 2 drones is very acceptable if you kill an oracle. Thank you, PBR. To me, it's just temporary. Everything is temporary for now. I believe eventually I can make this room look very nice, but it is a work in progress. The goal is to make sure it's pretty by the time that I am turning 39. How old am I? Am I turning 39? I think so. Honestly, I don't even know anymore. Am I 37 or 38? I think I'm 38. Yeah, I am. So by the time I turn 39, the room is going to be finished. We're going to have a beautiful camera again. We're going to have some nice lights. We're going to have some other decoration. It's going to be perfect. Yeah. You know, a long time ago when I met somebody who said, look, I don't really know how old I am. I thought that was fucking cap. I was like, there's a 0% chance that you don't know how old you are. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. You're just, I don't know, trying to be funny or cool. Then I got very old and I also lost track of how old I am. Sometimes I really have to think about it. We're definitely getting a big tree. Vicky is actually currently designing the living room. So we're creating a little Christmas village. We're going to have a big tree. I will probably have like a very tiny tree. Either I'm going to settle for a very tiny tree here, or I'm just going to get like 1 or 2, you know, little buildings, a Ferris wheel, whatever. Hello, Johan. Yeah, I didn't believe it when people told me that in the past, but it is actually a thing. How's your Christmas village, SimCity? If you're curious, mate, by the time it's done, I'll take a picture or I'll make a little Instagram video. I don't know where you want to see it. I'll show you how it ends up. herO, I think, needs to be very careful, especially on creep against this many Lings and Hydras. It is so easy to lose your Stalkers, and 2 Oracles are really not going to save you here. Reynor is already anticipating the blink, but he can't catch too many. Catches 2 Stalkers there, might be able to get a 3rd. It's like 2 hits away from dying. Will get a 3rd Stalker. Slow Zealots do nothing, like legitimately nothing. That Archon is cute, but this is a serious amount of Hydras. And the Colossus is not out yet. 8 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. herO does not have an answer right now for all these Hydras. Once a single Colossus is out, it's a completely different game. Yeah, herO knows it. Cannot defend this base for now. That does not mean he's dead, because Reynor is still Lair Tech. And against the Lair Tech Zerg, I don't think you're ever dead on 3 bases. As long as you've got an army and you've got something that's eventually going to be strong. I honestly think that herO's game would have gone so much better if, instead of trying to go up to 4 bases this early, he just goes 3 base double robo and then takes a 4th. Because he has now lost a lot of resources trying to keep something alive, trying to get something up that he can't possibly get up. Now with the Colossus out, I think we're fine. As long as we don't lose it against 27 Banelings. Stasis Trap, he gets activated on only a couple. Oh, the second Stasis Trap is massive. Colossus Warp is a micro coming in clutch as well. I think herO can maybe hold. It's obviously not going to be easy. Reynor's got a lot of damage. We need that second Colossus on the side of herO. With a second Colossus, I think we have a chance. Perhaps even more than a chance. Reynor guns down the Oracle, but Reynor's going to lose a lot here, guys. Reynor is going to lose a lot of units. I don't think he can kill the Colossus unless some extra Lings or Banelings soften it up, but Hydras alone should not be good enough. herO's going to have to warp in some units though. Good warp prison play. Excellent warp prison play. Warp in denied. All the probes clumped up. Oh my. Is it still good enough for Reynor? The extra banelings freezing up from the stasis trap. The never-ending string of reinforcements. Poor herO. Ah, now the robo's on power. He's going to use the warp prism. He's going to try to power it, but he misclicked it. So he does not actually power the robo. Does warp in a couple of extra zealots in the end. Yeah, Reynor is obviously happy with this, guys. Like, we've killed 27 workers. We cancelled the 4th twice. And we killed the 3rd. And the 2 colossus that remain are very, very wounded. Shields may come back. That HP is not coming back. No healing shrines on this map. I would have loved to see how this game went if, let's say, herO keeps this base alive. And instead of 27 probes, he loses 12. I feel like that would have been fun. Did he lose the Templar Archives? He had it. What? What just happened? What happened to the... Because we already had Archons. Didn't this just finish up? He killed his own Templar Archives, or what on earth happened? Because we had Archons. Reynor trying to come in from 2 angles. Snipes 1 Colossus. That is massive. And might be able to get a second one. He is going to eventually get it. I think herO is just kind of running out of steam. Just got repowered. Ah, is that what it was? So it never died. It was always there. That would make a lot more sense. Reynor really wants that second Colossus. We'll get it. He's gonna lose pretty much everything, but this time around he does have the infestation pit. Hive tech is on the way. Hive tech is done. Vipers are on the production tab. herO is a very dead in game 1. How would this game have gone if instead of going up to 4 bases, herO stays on 3 bases, goes double robo, and gets a couple cannons and batteries? I don't think Reynor can make a similar attack. I just want to see if you were right, by the way. It looked like something just finished up to me. Oh yeah, you're right. It was just there. Okay. So it was always there. It never died. Yeah, okay. You were right. I was wrong. I thought I saw the animation of the building finishing, and I was like, what? But we already had Archons. And we didn't lose a Templar Archives? Like, what? So I didn't see that. It just came back to life, guys. It was temporarily dead, but it came back to life. You gotta do the caster thing and say if anyone can do this, herO. Turned out nobody could do it. Yeah, I saw it, matey. Reynor whispering me, having some fun. Not the first time that Reynor wins an upper bracket and then he gets nothing in the grand finals. But whenever Reynor comes from the lower bracket in any tournament, he always starts down 0-1 or needs to win 2 series. Reynor not getting very fortunate in that regard. 3 p.m. guys, we are 4 hours away from a little 2v2 cup that Juanito Special is organizing. But Juanito was not in the mood to stream it or not in the mood to cast it. So he asked me a little while ago if I want to do it for him. And I said, sure, we'll do it. We'll take one for the team. My heart doesn't beat faster for 2v2. But obviously it's always fun to just chat some shit, hang out, watch a couple game pieces, and maybe we'll have a great time. Who knows?
Round 2. Fight!
Top left side of Winter Madness down 0-1. Had a very standard opening in the previous game. Maybe that's where it went wrong. Like a safe pylon, a gateway on a spot where it made sense. Like that's just not him. That is just not him. He's different. It's T1's herO. Bottom right side. Now up 1. 3 maps away from crowning himself the Kung Fu Cup November monthly finals champ. Hey, let that sink in. And you guys dare to tell me that my boy is washed. Look at him now. Taking home some trophies, baby. It's Reynor. Should honestly get a bucket of fried chicken for this. Like, I'll take 250 bucks and a bucket of fried chicken with buffalo sauce. There's plenty of KFC in China, so if the tournament is happening in January, a tournament that was supposed to happen actually this weekend, I think. No, sorry, not this weekend. 2 weeks from now, but it got postponed. If the tournament is still happening, I think they should welcome Reynor at the airport with a bucket of fried chicken. After some mediocre airplane food, there is not a man on this planet that wouldn't want some fried chicken. Or what if you're vegetarian? Then you get the veggie fried chicken. The veggie fake fried chicken. And you'd be down. How long is the flight? Shouldn't be too bad. But I have no idea. Shouldn't be as bad as flying to Seoul. And I mean, Reynor lives in Seoul, so going from Seoul to... I don't know if I can say the Chinese city, but I think I can. Hangzhou. I mean, how far is that? For Reynor, the flight would be probably like 2.5 hours max. For me, probably be like 9 or 10. Probably 10. I hope not more than 10. I cannot deal with anything that's more than 10. What about the veggie? Maybe they've got the veggie fried chicken. I mean, the Mac plant is kind of successful, so... if they eat from McDonald's, I'm sure that some people will do it. Obviously, some people won't. Out of hatred. We wouldn't touch KFC with a 10-meter stick. To each their own. I'm not a very big KFC fan, but I feel like they've got a few things that have to be nice. They've got a burger that's pretty good. Some spicy chicken burger. That one is quite nice. No Void Ray first this time around for herO. herO's just gonna go for a couple of adepts and an Oracle. Looking for freebies, but it's not gonna get a whole lot more than... Oh, I kind of feel like maybe he could have gotten a shot off on one of the drones. A good pull there though by Reynor. Reynor really going for the optimal defense. Did not even want to lose an extra Zergling there. Your tummy. Oh my god, Pi. Pi pretending that he's a beautiful Instagram lady over here talking about his tummy. You have no tummy, Pi. You're an ogre. You've got a stomach. Ogres have no tummy. The adept with little HP is actually the one that's more exposed, so that one is going to get picked up immediately. Reynor is getting a couple of probes on the other side of the map, not losing a whole lot at home. Reynor's playing good. Outside of the series against Maru, I feel like Reynor has just played good in everything lately. herO can't be ultra pleased with the first 4.5 minutes here of Winter Madness. It is all very standard, guys. Just a couple of links with speed, trying to cause some distractions. herO obviously looking for economic damage with the basic adepts and the oracles. Did go triple oracle this time around. There is no pylon here. Does Reynor kill that or deny it? Whatever it is, herO, you're gonna have to save this, mate. You really don't want to see this Nexus get cancelled. He's gonna try to save the Nexus with a single oracle. Is that the play? That is awfully close, but it turned out to be the play. A ring of blood. What a call. herO will say never any doubt. That was a lot of doubt for me, but never any doubt for herO. As he shades into the main base of Reynor, one oracle is already a little bit injured. Please babysit your oracles. Ah, he's gonna lose it. That's a shame. That was a full HP oracle, guys, with a lot of energy. There's definitely some lost mining time here. Reynor's economy is not flowing the way that he would love to see his economy flow, but he's also not losing a lot. Tiny stasis trappy. Reynor is good against that one too. And herO's follow-up, guys, and that is one that I don't think Reynor is going to expect, is Resonating Glaive Adept. After herO just made a whole bunch of adepts and has already lost 7 adepts, he's going into more adepts. This is a 220 IQ high video gaming play by herO. Reynor is going to see the Nexus. He will see a bunch of adepts. He's not going to be able to kill it. Needs to start building roaches. I would have loved it if herO actually wanted to go for a Resonating Glaive Adept there, that he wouldn't show 7 more adepts at home. Halfway through the upgrade. Like, this had a lot of potential. If Reynor would have just wiped in like herO would have had the 2 leftover adepts, and then you show like 2 or 3 stalkers. You make it seem like it's Blink, and then a surprise motherfucker, it's Glaive. But if you make that many adepts at home, Reynor is gonna start thinking, like, hey, could this be Resonating Glaive Adept? Reynor already made a lot of roaches earlier against SOS. SOS went for a bit of a ruddy opening in the RSL. And a bunch of Resonating Glaive Adept into DTs. I was like, alright, this is where we drop the 2 Stargates. He didn't, but he went Zealot Charge instead. And unfortunately, those builds, they don't do very well against roaches. Since Reynor has been deep in the lab with Pi, trying to figure out how many roaches is the right amount of roaches. I did not think he was ever going to be in trouble there. We break open the natural, and Glaives is done. Maybe we can shade into the main base now. If I was herO, I would perhaps leave like 1 or 2 adepts behind. Like, you can always leave 1 or 2 behind. He's going to let the shade finish up. Reynor probably did not expect this many adepts to just burst open the natural. Thought he could just keep them out with a building that he would build and cancel a couple times over. I mean, somewhat solid damage. Oh my god. Oh my god. How does he have so many? What is this? The problem is, guys, Reynor right now has 31 freaking roaches on the map. Roach speed is almost done. We're going to get a couple of drop alerts as well. Reynor is going to send it. He's going to make Lambo proud. And what on earth is herO going to do? He's making more adepts. There's 31 fucking roaches. I don't know what... Oh my god, he's going to lose all the adepts here. I mean, the Oracle numbers are solid. And 4 Oracles with Pulsar Beam and this much energy will actually do decent damage. So, at least herO is able to put a tiny bit of a dent into the roach numbers. And these adepts are going to keep the roaches busy for a little while longer. Perhaps what herO is going to do, guys, is just buy a crazy amount of time. But please don't lose all your Oracles, herOs. Oh my god, herO lost 2 Oracles attacking a hatch. He was busy microing his adepts. It's not like he did nothing. He killed 18 drones. That's amazing. But he lost 2 Oracles right-clicking this hatchery. 33 adepts. And 3 Oracles have gone down. 1 obviously earlier in the main. 2 now attacking that hatchery. That is a shame. Maybe with 4 Oracles and a bunch of energy, he would have actually had a bit of an answer for this. We have a tiny link drop as well happening in the natural. This is not the first time that Reynor goes for one of these link drops. herO had sentries there that could have helped out a little bit. Seems like another Oracle got picked off. So much HP in all these roaches. And don't forget that this Nexus, guys, has only shield. Doesn't really have any real HP. Links are cleaned up by the cannon and the battery. But what's going to clean up all these roaches and ravages? Maybe stasis traps. Non-stop stasis traps. Guys, if anyone could do it, it is herO. I don't think herO can do it either. But if I have to think of a Protoss that could do it, I'll go with herO. I've seen herO hold this. He's got 4 bases. He's got cannons. We just need like 12 more Stalkers. We're going to get 4 more. That's the start. We have 9 gates. What a shame that he lost those 2 Oracles. Also, that first forward blink was probably not it. But herO is now going to try to bait Reynor into chasing all these Stalkers. We do have some force fields that we can still work with. Move the Oracle. It does not matter. GG. After 10 minutes and 24 seconds, it is Reynor who takes the 2-0 lead. Well, that is very convincing and very strong on Reynor's side. That is a tiny bit unfortunate on the side of herO. Now it's still early in this grand final, but I'm starting to get a tiny bit worried. Get Grubby in this chat right now. Grubby has been in this chat. Grubby stops by. I mean, there's no Terran. Maybe he's only coming by for the Terrans. Alright. I'm happy that Reynor is playing well. I'm happy he's owning. I would obviously love it to be a fun finals though. I want it to be a bit close. So far to me it kind of feels that from the very beginning till the end it has been all Raider. Yo Roddy, what's the Juanito Cup? It is a 2v2 tournament organized by Special. I think I've got a link for you if you really want the link. Since everything is going a little bit quicker than I thought, guys, and it's going to be a very long day, I might actually just take a break from streaming as soon as this is over. And then come back at 6. Like, it depends. If this finals goes on forever, I'll stay live. If this finals is like a 4-0 or 4-1 with short games, then I'm going to take a break. Because I don't think that I really have it in me to be live forever. So this link should work. Take a look. I don't know what the details are. I don't know if it's open to everyone or if it's only open to some. But today at 7 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. CET, so 1 p.m. for the East Coast, we're going to have a 2v2 tournament. There are a few familiar names in the mix. Alex and Gunner, Daffy and Bingo King. These guys are good, by the way, in 2v2. Zardiant and Defmars. I think these guys are not bad. Mini Zerg and Sickness. Barry? Is this like Barry Crunch? Barry and Deltas? That's kind of funny. So yeah, little 2v2 copy starting at 7 p.m. That is the Juanito Cup. It's open to non-pros. And Special decides who is a pro. Sick. I love that. How do you know if you're eligible for this tournament or not? Well, if Special thinks you fucking suck, you're welcome. If Special thinks you're good at the game, you're not welcome. Yeah, I will be covering the cup. I'm just figuring out if I want to stay live, because it's 3 hours and 48 minutes from now. Or if I'll take a tiny break, spend some time with... I want to say spend some time with Vicky, but I think Vicky left me, actually. I think she's out and about doing some Christmas shopping. But I will definitely be live tonight at 7 p.m. That is a promise I've made to Juanito. And if I promise, I'm going to be there. Reynor says he needs a sec. So since Reynor needs a sec, guys, I think I'm going to take a little second as well. See ya. Seems like he's kind of back. So maybe we'll watch this game and then we'll take a little break. How does that sound? Sounds good to me. You're not going to support anything that has Special's name on it. I would love to hear more about the beef that you have with Special. You don't have to support it, mate. I never asked you to. The thing is that there is no way to support it. It's actually him putting up some money for other people to win. So there is no way for you to truly support it. Unless you think that watching my stream is supporting Special. But that's a bit of a stretch. But I would love to hear. You don't like him, arrogant and selfish. Okay. But in what way did you visualize some sort of a support? Let's say this 2v2 cup was not organized by Special, but it was done by Pi. Assuming you like Pi, which is probably a very bad example. Let's say it was organized by Norbash Bash. Always a sweetheart in the chat. Would you watch the 2v2 cup? And if so, how would you support it? Yeah, Pi was a really bad example. I completely understand not supporting that. That was bad. But Norbash Bash, safe, solid. What kind of support were you thinking of? Kjeldor on TV. Top left side of 10k feet. He's down 0-2 in the grand finals of the Kung Fu Cup. It is herO. It's technically organized by the Coach's Corner Discord, so it's also in the Laser and the Maple Sting. Okay. Does that mean that we have Kjeldor on his support on board? Or is it still a little too close to the smoke? I want to get to the bottom of this, guys. This is intriguing. Just like you, Roddy, my heart does not beat fast for 2v2. That's fair. That's totally fair. And Special just rubs you the wrong way. We have all met people like that. No, absolutely. I am friends with plenty of people that are not necessarily friends with one another. So I completely understand that. I was just wondering, like, what kind of support? Where do we draw the line? When is it good? When is it not? But it is allowed, mate. But I can promise you, as I am very certain that I spend more time with Special in real life, not just on the internet, but in real life than you did. And Special's not a bad guy. I promise you that. If he was, I wouldn't be covering his cup. So you can take my word for it, or you don't really care, and you don't have to be a fan. But I promise you that he's not a bad dude. Bottom right side of 10k, he's up 2-0 in the grand finals of the Kung Fu Cup. It is BASILISK Reynor. Thanks so much for the cast. Did you know that in Russian your nickname sounds like a give in the mouth? I've heard something along those lines once. But I also know that all the Russians during my Warcraft 3 era, instead of Roddy, they called me Zadrodi. Which kind of meant like someone who masturbates a lot or something like that. And that is because I was playing 24/7. And they said that I was their favorite Zadrot. But because my name was Roddy, they went with Zadroti. I took no offense. I was like, that's right, I play a lot of games. I'm doing my best over here. I'm happy to be good in Warcraft, and it just means nerd. I thought it meant something like wanker or masturbator. I don't know. It's a long time ago. I'm gonna change my Wikipedia page. Instead of changing my Wikipedia page, how about we make a Wikipedia page for Coco? Coco is a true cornerstone of the Starcraft 2 community at this point. She's been going live for over 5 years. She's one of the bigger and more successful streamers that we have. She plays in tournaments. She has won prize money. Like, what more does the queen need to do to get a page? I don't think this is right. Coco has beef with the Wikipedia admin. Who? Who's the what? There's drama? I didn't know this. Oh my god, why is there so much drama? Unbelievable. Everyone is fighting today. Coco and beef? Is it HJP Alpha? One of the Hero Marine fans. I can change HJP Alpha's mind. HJP is a nice guy. He loves Gabe. He's always there. But that doesn't seem like a good reason to not give somebody a page. Like, nobody should have an ego that big that you don't want to give a page to someone because you don't like that certain someone. If that certain someone deserves to have one and is qualified enough to have one, whether you like her or not, you should get the page, no? I don't think you deserve a page, Tingle Tangle. And that's not me bullying you, by the way. That's me being serious. Like, I don't think you should have a page. But Coco at this point should absolutely have a page. Whether you like Coco or not. Obviously, I do. I think I'm a big Coco fan. I think Coco's a sweetheart. But outside of that, even if I had zero relation with Coco, I still think she deserves a page. She's done enough. She's been around long enough. She has won prize money. She's qualified by many metrics. There are many people who have done a whole lot less that have pages, so I feel that that shouldn't really be up for debate. Who's Coco? Coconut Games with a bunch of Z's. Starcraft 2 streamer, born and raised in Boston, now lives in Norway. She's been very active within the Starcraft 2 scene for the last 5-6 years. You watch her occasionally? Solid choice, mister. Does having a Wikipedia page change anything for you? For me, not. Like, I would not care. But I think for some people who have maybe less experience in esports, as herO makes a dive for the sport, like, I think it can help make a bit of a case for yourself as being like a true, respected, solid, known member from a community. Could maybe help, like, closing a deal somewhere. It's also something that some people just find cool, right? It's something that people strive for. I personally would not care much, but I'm sure that if I never had one and I was trying to get one, I would care. I do love Wikipedia though. I think it's amazing. But even things that are amazing can be better. So guys, Reynor has lost 8 drones in this game. Has killed 1 Oracle, but 8 drones is a serious amount of drones. Out of the 3 games so far in this grand final, this is the best start that herO's had. So enough about all the drama. Enough about this anger that apparently has been brewing in our scene. herO makes another dive on Queens, gets the first, and loses an Oracle, but he will get all 3 of them. Hat-trick. Now we can just stop building Oracles and maybe build Phoenix. we win. Hello, Odie. Legend! We have a legend among us! Somebody mentioned you recently, Odie. I think they were upsetty over something. I feel like they had no idea what they were talking about, but there was something in regards of luminosity and then dignitas and yada yada. And your name was brought up, but I really forgot details. I don't know where it was, what it was. I think it was just a random Twitter comment. Guys, I don't think we have seen the Spire yet. And I don't like that we have not seen the Spire. Because if we were just ready for Mutas, we'd be fine here. If herO can just... Revelate! Okay, we see the Mutas. Alright, so we have like 20 seconds to get ready. You didn't do it, I'm too nice. I know. I'm not worried about that. Is herO just gonna attack? Is herO's defense going to be offense? Archon! Approaching Archon hit. I think herO's just gonna A-move. He says, oh fuck it. I'm not ready for Mutas. Have some fun. Please micro your Phoenix. Do not lose your Phoenix immediately. He does it. Now, single Phoenix is not going to be enough. Does Reynor have an answer? Oh, herO, please. No, not like this. Why does he do it all the time? I know it's hard. I know there are Mutas harassing, but not like that. Reynor is now cranking out a lot of roaches. Seems like herO is just going to set up for killing the fourth. It's not bad. But I'm sure he was hoping for a little bit more because he's still taking a bit of a beating against the Mutas. What's our Phoenix count? 1. No, but we have recalled anyway. I don't think that herO really had the army anymore to step on creep and run into all the roaches that Reynor made. Reynor had 16 roaches. Where are they? Over here. And a couple of banelings. That's not an army that you run into with mostly zealots and 1 or 2 archons. You're gonna lose. So. I think the decision to counterattack by time and then recall is honestly been quite good by herO. The decision to click his oracles into the queens and the spore was suboptimal. But outside of that, it was actually kind of good. I really hope that herO turns it into a bit of a final. And this game, I'd say it's still looking pretty solid for herO. I think some Zerg pros will tell you that this game is unlosable for Protoss. But A, I would not agree. And B, I also have seen more than enough herO games to know that herO can lose this. But I do think it looks very good for herO. Like, very good. We're kind of done worrying about the Mutas. Now, the only thing we need to do is clap a couple of Lair Tech units. Zerglings, Roaches, Banelings. Doable. Zealots with +1 are going to take a... Honestly, these Zealots are going to do very, very good against the Lynx. I don't even think we need to bring over this army. Like, the Zealot Warpin, I think is good enough with the Archon support. The Lynx do have +1 melee, but Zealots with +1, they laugh at +1 melee Zerglings. That's very cool. That's something I would like to do once, by the way. I feel like there should be some universities in the Netherlands that should send some invitations to me so I can speak to the kids out there. And teach them a thing or two about the internet and making a career on the internet. I obviously tell them to not be like me, but... something I'd like to do. Or even elementary school. I think it'd be very fun. I think I'd be good at it. I like talking to the kids. I did always think that if I couldn't do anything in video games, I would have loved to be a teacher. So maybe I can still live out a part of that dream. And educate a little. Didn't ZG do a uni class? Yeah. There was a guy a long time ago in California who was a teacher, and he asked me if I could come over and yeah, basically do a bit of a lecture, like 1 hour, to talk about Twitch and video gaming and esports. And I said yes, but then in the end there was no right time for me to come over. It was kind of sad, because I was excited to give it a shot. Lings and Banes crashing into the Zealots over here on the left, but herO should have an answer for basically everything that Reynor is working with. We got an answer on the left, we got an answer on the right. We are building carriers. I know it's not the first time we see carriers today in a high-level game of Starcraft. The first carriers did not work out. Write a book. Whitera is making a book. I honestly think that I would have a banger book. If I would truly tell you guys my life story, I think it'd be a banger book. But I don't think anybody would care. I sell like 10 copies, so that would suck a little. But it'd be a good book. Maybe one day, mate. I'm not intellectual enough yet. I think we can write a cool book. Mothership comes out for herO. Reynor did get a cancel on that center base, but I really don't think that herO should ever be in any danger of dying here, especially not with the mummy ship coming out. I'm excited for Whitera's book though. I hope that it comes to fruition. I hope that we can all buy it, read it, cherish it. I'll definitely collect it. You wait for the movie. Alright. If there is ever a movie about my life, I want Ryan Gosling to play Roddy. And my girlfriend needs to be Sydney Sweeney. If we can do that, that can be a movie. Otherwise, it's not realistic enough, you know what I mean? Because we all know that I basically look like Ryan Gosling for the vast majority of my life. Who will play Pi? That's a good question. Alright, I think I know who would play Pi. Do you guys remember Game of Thrones? The loyal bodyguard. The tall blonde lady. I think she should play Pi. I forgot her name, but I think she should play Pi. Honestly, the resemblance is striking. Brienne. Yeah, I think it should be Brienne. Honestly, perfect. We've already nailed the casting. Reynor is on the other side of the map once more. herO decided not to cancel the Nexus. I kind of would have liked to see him cancel the Nexus. He has taken out the entire main base of... Okay, we have recalled back home, guys. Do we have enough areas? We should be fine, right? One storm on the Hydras. herO's played a very good game. Had an amazing start. Killed lots of drones. And dealt with the Mutas. Okay, it really wasn't that bad. After that, Reynor obviously always had a very, very tall mountain to climb. He did his best, but we've got a grand finals today. herO gets one on the board. And we are definitely not done video gaming yet. We'll play Bling and Stefano. I really don't know that many actors and actresses, guys. That's bad. Who would play Reynor? I can't even think of a young actress that I think is very cool. Or a young actor. I'm sure there's a few that I think are very cool. I'm really bad with names, though. I'd have to... I wouldn't know. Anyway, guys, I'll take a very tiny break. I'm happy to see that I think herO ain't done yet. herO's gonna fight. And I think we've got a couple of exciting games to look forward to. Take a little break, and after that we'll be back with Reynor versus herO. Game 4, the grand finals of the Kung Fu Cup, November monthly finals. It's a minor online tourney with some very big names. And some fun days so far. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. Due to lack of options, I decided to go for the monster. Thank you, Camo, matey, for stopping by. Hope you're doing good. Since it seems like herO is going to fight, we might just stay live, then we can do some Mechabellum before we go back to Starcraft for the 2v2 Cup. I'm just gonna make it a very long day. Game 4, Grand Finals, Kung Fu Cup, November Finals, monthly finals. Score is 2-1 in favor of Wazergi. Bottom right side is T1 herO. Top left side is Reynor. Reynor went pool first and made a couple Zerglings. Uh-oh, Reynor made a lot of Zerglings. Reynor made all the Zerglings. Reynor kills the pilot. Is the game just over? Oh my goodness. I run downstairs to see what's in my fridge, and Reynor 12 pools. And herO's supply block. And herO's is dead? Are you joking? Are you... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's a decent probe fight perhaps at first, but there are extra links showing up. herO's good in this though. Okay. Honestly, that was really well done. It's still ultra painful for herO. He doesn't have an expand. But that was very well done. That was actually very well done. I would have lost way more there. That's honestly impressive. Very, very impressive. He's still up in workers. He's gonna get a Zealot out. An Adept even. We skipped the Zealot. Saves the probe too. Wow. Wow. Mega sick. This is obviously a bit scary for herO now, because herO doesn't know if there is more to worry about, if there's a terrifying follow-up or not, but that is incredibly impressive. After losing the pylon like that, the words of Mr. Bitter echo in my head, that it's better to overreact, and he pulled like all the probes. But yeah, that gives him a chance to still make a lot of this game. Thank you to my man Chotter for the prime. I appreciate it, Chotter. Chotter with the sweet DM as well. What a guy. herO is gonna sacrifice his adept, but I guess he really wanted to see if he has to worry about a speed link follow-up, if he has to worry about something like Bane links. So we did kind of throw away that adept. There are 2 holes in this wall. He should know that. He definitely knows that. I think Jonah Hill is very cool. I like Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill played in The Wolf of Wall Street, right? With Leonardo DiCaprio. Just making sure that I'm thinking of the right guy. But I think he's awesome. That was not Danny DeVito. Doing a talk at the Men's Cities Academy tomorrow to students. That's really cool, Odie. Seems like you're doing some fun stuff. Try to run into Erling Haaland. I guess he's not there. He's with Norway at the moment. International break. Unlucky. Oracles of herO kill a queen and he saves them. That's the most important. He's making a second Stargate, guys. Hey, that's kind of cool. herO going for double Stargate here. The only Yona you know is the one that's really good at playing Starcraft. Is that the Yona that Joe Rogan was talking about? The guy who has won millions of dollars. Serral. What did he say? Something like that? Fucking Joe Rogan talking about Yona. Yuna. If he wanted to go very quick Tempest, he would have had a fleet beacon by now. This supply block is ugly, by the way, guys. 54 out of 54. And only now we start building pylons. And we even had an Oracle queued up for a second, so. I think he is going to go Mass Oracle. Maybe Mass Oracle into Zealot Charge. Something along those lines. Wasn't that AI? No, I don't think that was AI at all. Joe has spoken about video games in the past. Because I believe he used to be very big in Quake. Either Quake or Unreal, like way back in the days. He would even talk about it like he was a competitive gamer. He said he was very addicted to playing one of those early day FPSs for a while. Reynor has skipped the Baning Nest, has skipped the Roach one, is going straight into Hydras, and that's obviously not bad against double Stargate Mass Oracle. Yeah. There's only one world where this goes really well for herO, guys, and that is... Okay, he builds a fleet beacon now too, holy smokes. You can make a dive on 4 queens and a spore, but what you can do is maybe find 1 queen by itself and then make a dive on the spore, and we're gonna lose 1 oracle, but if it's only 1 oracle, that's really not that bad. And now, perhaps, guys, he's gonna dive on these queens too. That's kind of crazy, though. herO, that's kind of crazy. herO, that's too crazy. Oh my goodness. I like the start there. And you know what would have been sick? Is if he keeps the oracles alive in the main base for a little while. Because then 4 or 5 Hydras hatch, but they die immediately. Instead, he's battling a whole bunch of queens with crazy amount of energy, and that just didn't go very well. Especially not with the Hydras popping out. Queues up a couple of Tempests. Tempests defensively are incredibly good, as long as you also have a couple cannons and batteries to buy time for yourself. As long as you have a few batteries and cannons, I think you're gonna be okay with defensive Tempest against Lair-Tech Hydras. We're not gonna save this base. herO just can't. No, such a bad warping. He's gonna try to kill the. Oh my god, he didn't even cancel the Nexus. So he loses the Nexus, 400 minerals down the drain, loses 2 more oracles as well. Now the other oracles show up. And then in the end, he's gonna get the cleanup. Loses another oracle. Jeez Louise. Well, down 22 workers. And we lost our third base. Yeah. He's firing up the tectonic destabilizers. It is the upgrade that gives Tempest way more damage to buildings. I don't know what the play is here. Maybe herO thinks that he can casually snipe this base, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It's looking very grim, guys. Reynor, his Spire is done. Reynor queues up a couple of Corruptors. Once the Corruptors dive on the Tempest, there really is nothing that herO can do to save these Tempests. herO's gonna let this shade finish up. No, he doesn't. Cancels it. Maybe he's hoping that Reynor doesn't have a Spire, doesn't have the money to go for a Spire. He can just pick off Hydras one by one. And if that would go on for like 2 minutes, then he'd be in a really good spot. Unfortunately for herO, it's not going to go down that route. Reynor is going to counter and is going to get another cancel, if not another kill. And the Corruptors are coming out on the other side of the map. Do we cancel? Okay, we don't cancel. We're battling, so we lost 2 Nexi now, guys. And now we're going to lose our Tempest to these Corruptors. And that will be the end of Game 4 of the Grand Finals. There's no other way to summon this one up. GG gets called. herO had an amazing move in the early game. The way that he dealt with all those Zerglings, it was incredibly well done. Right-clicking on a mineral patch, stacking up all your probes and getting a sweet surround, moving through the links a little bit. That was beautiful. The supply block at 54 out of 54 was a painful one. The man literally had money for an Oracle that was stuck in the Stargate, didn't have any pylons. That slows you down so incredibly much. And then obviously the decision to dive on those queens in the natural was not quite it. If he didn't do that and he just keeps them around in the main base for a little bit, he guns down 5 Hydras, then he goes home. Maybe he saves the third Nexus with all the Adepts and the Oracles and he wins that fight against the Hydras. Could have gone somewhere. Championship point for our boy. The band from Basilisk, 1 map away from crowning himself the Kung Fu Cup champ. Had to battle 5 days. He's almost there. Always nice to get a W though. It's good for the confidence, good for the momentum. Reynor's got, I would say, 2 exciting months coming up. He is participating in RSL. He has advanced to the next round of RSL. And January is a month where I expect Reynor to participate in at least 2 offline events. Assuming that the Chinese offline event takes place. That's going to be a big one. And then of course Home Story Cup at the end of January. Even if Reynor is in Korea, I expect him to make the journey. Honestly, it's time as well. Reynor has missed out on a couple of Home Story Cups. And I don't enjoy Home Story Cup as much if our boy is not there. So I think he should make the trip. Bottom left side of Tourmaline. We're looking at the main base of our Korean Protoss. He is down 1-3. T1's herO. Top right side of Tourmaline. Championship point. 1 map away from 250 buckies. It's Basilisk Reynor. Been a really fun tournament. It's been very stretched out. Obviously, the days have been somewhat short, but day 1, 2, and 4 I think were amazing. Day 3 was not that hot. Day 5 so far today. Not bad, but definitely not as good as it could have been with herO versus Cure into herO versus Reynor. But also not bad. Hello, Afghanim. I've done some digging, by the way, Afghanim. I've gone through the founders list a little more. Deleted some accounts. Had to disable some inactive accounts. And there are now at least 2 more active founders. Grefillas made it to the list. I don't know, 7 made it to the list. And there are a few others. Red, actually, one of them. Red, apparently, historically, was like my 35th or 40th sub ever on this channel. I'll let him know. Red has still been active lately too. I don't know if any of you guys watch Brood War or watch Red, but Red has been streaming quite a bit of Brood War, which I think is really cool. Even played a best of 9 against Artosis. Red's got a very chill stream. Like, if you don't want the craziness, but you still want to watch some solid level Brood War, I think Red's stream is awesome. Standard opening so far here in Game 5 of the Grand Finals. Adapts Stargate. Reynor probably not very happy that he couldn't just take his natural. He was forced to take this base on the low ground. I don't think Reynor likes this map that much, but it's also not that bad. Watching Hupsaya. Hupsaya is a bit of a grinder too. I see him live very often lately. Maybe has been over the last few years. I've just noticed it more lately. Some different games, but still a lot of Starcraft as well. I was watching our man Barry this morning. Right before I was live, and I was just watching a tiny bit of RSL, and I was setting things up, and I was shaking off the sleepiness. I was watching Barry crunch. And, you know, Barry's got some interesting takes. I know that throughout the last 12 months, he has at least 10 times gone over the list of Protoss players that went to the military, and, you know, that's why Protoss is not doing that well, yada yada. And, you know, it's like, okay, Barry can have his moment. This morning, he was stuck in a TVP. And Barry Crunch had the balanced suggestion that Protoss would be a lot better if cannons would also cost gas. Like 25 or 50 gas. My man Barry. I started laughing out loud and I couldn't help but to speak up. I was like, Barry, mate, we've got some decent takes, but this is not it. I liked it. It was funny. Reynor is going to try to slow herO down on the other side of the map with a couple of links, and we'll get the adapt, get a probe. And obviously it also takes a lot of attention spawn away from herO, which makes it less likely that herO's oracles are going to be very successful on the other side of the map. Yeah. We'd lose like half of the Protoss population if cannons would take gas. Man, Print F would never play again. Turkey Dano would never play again. Boanam would never play again. Grimmy, he'd be gone. A Ukrainian fella, not Gunner, but who's the Ukrainian cannon rusher? Why can't I think of his name? I'm thinking of Gunner, but I know it's not Gunner. Gref, yeah. Close enough. We'd lose half our player base overnight. We can't be doing that. Hello, Flint. Open gas first. Yeah, that was a good one. I love watching random Starcraft streams and then you're just chilling. And then it just hit you with the cannon shoot cost gas. Not the worst start that herO's had in this series, but what he has not done so far is find a lot of economic damage. Getting an Overlord here is nice, getting 2 Overlords, or maybe even 3 Overlords would be quite amazing. It is a triple Oracle opening. Is Reynor gonna save one of them? Nope, Reynor's gonna try to jump on these Stalkers, but I think the Oracles can save the Stalkers. If I was herO, by the way, I'd go for this one too. It's a little bit sloppy that Reynor's had 3 Overlords in the center of the map. Since Reynor's kind of been owning in this Grand Finals, I don't hate it. Hope that herO can make it a tiny bit closer. Templar Archives, Zealot Charge. Stalker count is not crazy high, but with triple Oracle support, it's obviously something that's going to be hard for Reynor to dive on. Reynor's got a lot of links, was thinking of a counter. In the end, decides to set up the surround here. There is going to be a stasis trap. Reynor's checking for stasis trap. Can activate the first, but herO gets the base and can now just disengage. Please have a wall up. We don't have a wall up. We've got a stasis trap. herO, please. Okay, we're just going to recall. The man's got 6 units chilling over in his third base, but he didn't have any unit in the wall. Honestly, that kind of worked out. Can he surround this, by the way? Maybe with a blink? Maybe we can surround and prevent any of these units from escaping? This is kind of big. That's a lot of links. Hey, that is a lot of links. Blinks the Stalker in the choke point as well. Sick. Okay, that was very clean by herO. Maybe it was bait, guys. He wanted the run by to happen. He set it up. And now in Korean, the man mumbles that he loves it when a plan comes together. We lose a Oracle, but single Oracle is not the end of the world. Like Reynor, his stack is not crazy quick. herO's got an Immortal on the way. Storm is done. +1 is done. Zealot Charge is done. I'd say this has actually been the best game of herO so far in the Grand Finals. And that includes the game that he did kill a lot of drones, but still struggled a little bit with the Mutas. Donated some units. This one has been very clean. herO just looks sharp here. This is how herO normally plays when he plays against Reynor. The man is a different animal when he goes up against Reynor. And this has definitely been incredibly good so far. Reynor is now going to be forced to eat a couple of big storms to the face. 2 of the High Templars morph into an Archon. Stormed in the mineral line as well. Reynor does surround an Archon. Oracles could help out. Actually, they have no energy. Reynor's maybe in some trouble here as the Stalkers just blink forward. They took a little look at the Hydra count there. And herO was not terribly impressed. And it looks like this one is just over. Oh, look at this Archon. It's having a field day. A low HP Archon against a bunch of drones that are cornered. I would have left the Archon behind, man. 10 HP Archon going ham on the drones. A sick game by herO. Incredibly high level. Kind of game where Reynor probably felt nothing went his way. But it all starts with losing 3 Overlords in the center of the map. This is a bit much. And then not being able to keep the center base alive. The run by not working out. Just very well done. We are not done yet. Were the games close before? Nah, it's mostly been all Reynor. It hasn't been like ultra epic or very, very close. There's been some cool moments here and there, but it's been pretty convincing. And relatively one-sided up to this point. But this has been the best herO that we've seen so far in the Grand Finals. And perhaps it is a sign of things to come. Because this is the herO that I've seen quite often throughout history. When he plays against Reynor, he plays 3 times better than he does against anybody else on the planet. Reynor has vented about this a couple of times. He's like, what the fuck, man? Whenever I see a herO play against anybody else, he loses 17 units for nothing. And against me, he's fucking surgical. He gets everything done. He never loses anything. This was a very strong game by herO. Thank you so much, Patho for the Prime. 2 months. Vamos, welcome, mate. Today's a bit of a Twitch Prime day. I wonder if Reynor is streaming, by the way. I definitely recommend you guys to check it out. RB_Reynor. I'll share the link in the chat. See if he has any commentary on this game.
Not too many units. I don't know what the fuck happened.
That made too many units. Doesn't know what happened. Thank you, SamZX. Thank you, Pumper. It truly is a Twitch Prime day. We got like more Twitch Primes today than we got so far in November. We're turning the ship, guys. I had 2 very rough weeks in November, but we're gonna finish strong. The last 2 weeks of November are gonna be amazing. I can feel it. Yesterday was already a really good step in the right direction. We've got the Vegas Grand Prix to look forward to. Max is gonna win. The dream is alive again. Norris is gonna finish P9. You like Reynor streaming? It's not that black and white game with the little critters. I kinda like that game too. But only because it's Reynor playing. If it was anybody else, I'd pass. Ruby Rock. Favorite F1 track? Thank you, Divine Dark. What a day. I appreciate it, matey. That was very sweet. Kebab Baron. Do you mean to watch? To maybe one day visit? Or to drive in the video game? You never heard how 9 Days Vegas was? Good shows, too long? I actually didn't see a single show, mate. But I was very busy. No, it was not too long. I would have honestly... If I had the money for it, I'd stay another 2 weeks. How can it ever be too long when you have beautiful pools, sunshine, great food, nice drinks, and great vibes? Like, no, 9 days was not too long. It was too short. I want to go back. To watch? Alright, let me do the intros quickly, and then I'll answer your question. Top left side, guys, representing T1, our Korean Protos, an amazingly clean Game 5. It is herO. That was clinical. We know he can do it. He just doesn't always do it. But once in a while, he's got a game where you just look at it, it's like, ah, that right there, that's the best Protoss on the planet. And then the next game, he's supply blocked, loses 3 Oracles for nothing, and you're like, ah, maybe Max Packs or Classic is better. But sometimes it's him. Bottom right side of Ruby Rock, we are looking at the main base of BASILISK Reynor. You thought you were going to see the bands? Well, yeah, I wouldn't call it a show, but I did go to When We Were Young. If you do exclamation mark When We Were Young, WWWI, you can see the list of bands that I did watch perform. But I thought when you asked about shows, I thought you meant like specific Vegas shows that always run. But I did obviously go to the concert. The concert was amazing. I had a ton of fun. Loved pretty much all the performances that I got to watch. Anyway, back to the F1 question. Favorite track to watch? What is one track that I'm always excited over to watch? I feel like Interlagos has to be mentioned, because Brazil just pretty much always delivers. I don't think watching Vegas is very cool, but that's mostly because of the fact that it's Vegas. I kind of like most Grand Prix on Coda, Austin. What else? Abu Dhabi is a very good track to watch, I think. Yeah, I like Jeddah. I would mention Jeddah for sure, but it's still a bit new. In Europe, Silverstone is kind of cool to watch. Catalunya is okay. Zandvoort I think is kind of okay, but not fantastic. I don't know. Maybe next year F1 is going to be better, because the cars right now are a bit clumsy, right? Too big, too hard to overtake, yada yada yada. But there's a lot of tracks I like. There's very few tracks I don't like. I just don't like Monaco. They should really stop with fucking Monaco. I don't care about this tradition. It's awful. Let them qualify in F1 cars and do the actual race in like go-karts or something. Equal machinery, go-karts on the Sunday. Because the Monaco race is legitimately dreadful to watch. Montreal is very fun too, yeah. I like Canada. Fun track and often very exciting races. So yes, Montreal is special. That's amazing, Folklore. I'm so jealous, mate. That is amazing. I've still never gone to an F1 race. I know I've been yapping about the fact that I will definitely go and see an F1 race over the last 4 years, but I have still never seen them in real life. Maybe next year. Japan is also... Japan used to be amazing, but Japan the last few years, there's almost like no overtaking at all. It just seems like it's almost impossible to overtake. Also because the cars, again, are so big and difficult to follow. Perhaps with the new regulations, Japan is gonna be fucking cool again. Because I do love Japan. Mothership Core was the best Protoss experience. That man is like, alright, I had enough, guys. Enough about music, enough about F1. Let's talk about the Mothership Core. Now, I have a hot take that nobody agrees with. Or almost nobody. And that is that the Mothership Core was actually better than the actual stupid Mothership. Because I don't like the Mothership at all. And I wish we get rid of this big fat Mothership. And we just bring the Mothership Core back. And also, another hot take. Mothership Core was actually better for the game than these stupid ass shield batteries. Shield batteries are no fun. And neglect macro and have really made PvP very often quite boring. I legitimately enjoyed PvP more with the Mothership Core than I do it with shield batteries. Printf agrees. Printf's got good text. The shield battery, in my eyes, is a bit of a failed experiment. I really don't enjoy them that much. And I can imagine that Terrans enjoy shield batteries. Zergs maybe care a tiny bit less, but it's also not that fun. I think the vast majority of Protoss players don't love shield batteries either. Nice round here by Reynor as he grabs 2 of the adepts. Doesn't lose anything. Say the last one before they removed it, Bouncy. Oh my god, it lives! It lives! 1 HP Oracle, it lives! And it gets the stasis trappy up. herO with the 1 HP Oracle. I'm sure Reynor enjoyed that. I mean, honestly, not the worst start ever for herO. I know it's not good yet. Stop having adepts in the middle of nowhere, herO! I don't like seeing this. Like, these adepts, they should obviously be here with very limited surface area for these Zerglings to work with. Or here. It's a little bit silly that he loses them like that, but at least the Oracles are still alive. Reynor playing with +1 melee Zerglings, and he's got a Baneling Nest on the way. And I was hoping for a close series, but whenever I'm watching somebody that I do want to win, it's like, you know, as long as I have a 1-game lead, I'm happy. I don't need to see Game 7. But it would be epic. But I really want Reynor to win, because he has been playing for 5 days. And unlike herO, Reynor doesn't win like a crazy amount of online cups, because he doesn't play in too many. I'd really like to see Reynor get a W here. Second time in the series, there we go, Glaives. herO kills the Queen, and the Oracles survive again. Resonating Glaive Adept against potentially a crazy amount of links with some slow Baneling support. Does Reynor see them? I don't know if he saw all of them. This is a very juicy pylon, by the way. Love to get that pylon. All the adepts are shading to the other side of the map. Reynor, his Baneling Nest is done. We're morphing 4 defensive Banelings, I hope, yes. Might need more though, guys. We might need more. 4 defensive Banes not enough. Reynor seems to agree. He's gonna go for 7. This is always difficult on both sides. Oh, okay. herO's just gonna let the shade finish up, and even more adepts. That was not the best execution on the side of herO, and that was amazing for Reynor. herO does have extra adepts showing up, but the first Oracle falls. The second Oracle lives for now. But it might also get sniped. Okay, herO fumbled that really bad. That was crazy, and that was reckless. herO was just hoping Reynor would not be ready, that he would only have links, that he would only have like maybe a tiny bit of Queen support. I don't think he thought Banelings were done. That was just not very good on herO's side. Great defense by Reynor. Guys, Blink is not done yet. Oh my god, Zergling +1 melee surround on Stalkers. Blink not done yet. Reynor could have killed more there than what he got at first. We killed now our second Stalker, and I think we're gonna get our third, maybe our fourth over here. +1 melee Zerglings are gonna have a really good time against Stalkers without Blink. How do you explain that the guy who played Game 5 is also playing Game 6? Game 5 herO was so good. He's so incredibly clean. I feel like the man barely made a mistake. And then this game, 8 minutes in, it's a bit of a clown fiesta. Reynor's got a 16 Hydras on the way. Reynor's economy is not massive. That's the one thing that I guess we have to point out. Well, Reynor's army is pretty massive. And if Reynor attacks with 20+ Hydras, herO cannot have Storm, cannot have Colossus, cannot have Disruptus. I don't know how we're ever going to deal with 20 Hydras. We need the best force fields or a big stasis trap and very good Blink Micro, back to shield batteries. I don't know. It's looking very grim for herO as herO flies another Oracle into Hydras. Sees a lot of the links. The Zealots do have +1, so like Zealots are a bit of an answer. But obviously Reynor can also make Banelings, and that's where Zealots are going to have a tough time. Stalkers are going to be stuck. Zealots for now still slow. Charge is nowhere near done yet. And if you guys thought you know what sadness is, you've never seen slow Zealots trying to get on top of Hydras. The Archon support from the high ground actually makes it a little bit more difficult for Reynor to push the issue. feel like herO's just running out of steam. I do like the force field attempt. That's the best thing that herO could have done. Can herO somehow save these two Archons a little while longer? Because it hasn't even been so bad yet. But Reynor still has so much army. And herO's army is not going to have a power spike anytime soon. There are no Neil Storms. There's no crazy amount of reinforcements or a powerful Protoss unit coming out. It is just basic gateway units. Stalkers do have blink, but the numbers aren't really there. Archon comes back. Archon gets picked off. And I think Reynor is going to do it. He should be able to crown himself the champ. Even though we're not totally done yet. 19 probes have gone down. One Zealot was trying to make the difference. But I do believe that Reynor is awfully close to crowning himself the Kung Fu Cup champion. I do like the energy recharge. herO pulls off a pretty miraculous haul. Still a couple Hydras remaining. Still a couple Zerglings coming in. But it's honestly very sick. Unfortunately, that Immortal by itself is not very powerful. But herO with a bunch of Blink Stalkers. And only down 8 workers. herO? Like, how the hell did he hold that? If he didn't lose any of those 5 oracles that he lost randomly, he would have been in a pretty sick spot. If he has 20 supply more and he's got 2-3 oracles left over, you can absolutely believe against Lair Tech Zerg. That was very well done by herO. For all the things that went pretty poor in the first 8 minutes of this game, that defense is impressive. He was down like 50 army supply. The sentry was very clutch. Did a very good job in keeping the Archons alive for a long time. I still don't think it's going to be enough because I believe that the Hydra Link Bane army is going to be so freaking difficult to deal with. hero's doing a good job in running the Zealots away for a little bit, but there go all the workers over at the third base. 16 extra probes go down. And Stalkers, they simply cannot stand their ground and fight against this many Hydras. The mean killing machine, the Hydra, is going to crown Reynor the champion of the Kung Fu Cup November monthly finals. He's done it! 5 days of video gaming! That man deserves some fried chicken if I've ever seen one. Reynor 4, herO 2. Very impressive run by Reynor. Getting victories over Cure, Showtime. herO in the grand finals. And what did he beat in the Gumio? But Gumi is not doing too hot, eh? I feel like Gumio overall is not doing incredibly hot at the moment, but let's go! Reynor gets the dub. Reynor gets the dub. 2-0 over Gumi, 3-2 over Showtime, 4-0 over Cure, and a 4-2 victory in the grand finals over herO. One of the only 2 Zergs to start this tournament, but one of the 2 did win it. Let's go, champ. I'm happy for him. Let's go. Let's see if Reynor is happy. Let's listen to the champ. He's smiling. The champ is smiling.
Big W.
I haven't seen this smile since 2024 July, baby.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Almost forgot what it was like.
I love a happy Reynor. Let's go.
Been playing well lately, actually. I'm happy with how it's going. Let's try to keep it up and obviously improve. But it's going well. It's going well. I'm very happy.
Yeah, that was good. I'm happy for him.
Still got it. Still got it indeed. Very nice. It's been a long day, but we still got it.